What's going on, guys? VZ Duels here, back with a new video. Nice quick little one. So as everybody knows, Banlist has been dropped at YCS Houston, and we've definitely seen a sharp change as far as how the meta is going to be going. What with the way that they crippled the Malice and Ryzeal decks consistencies. Honestly, personally, I figured they would have hit Ryzeal's consistency at the very least, thinking that it would have just been the one bonfire, as I believe I mentioned in my previous tech profile video. Um, but I did not expect them to go hog wild and limit all of these to two, which was absolutely insane. Um, and as you can see here, what I also didn't anticipate was that they were going to bring this card back. And if anybody remembers or plays Master Duel, you come to realize that this card always showed up in rank 4 strategies that didn't like lock you into like certain archetypes or types or anything like that. So, um, instantly thing that came to mind was maybe as a concept idea that we could see these two engines working together as a possible combination. Um, so I will go ahead and pretty much just start it out. So I will start it out and preface it by saying that essentially the Mathmech engine isn't really going to be facilitating so much as plays for you. The circular would serve as a nice extender for fours. Um, but if you were to try to start something with this hand, or like the Mathmech engine, you're not really going to be seeing much. But so that's going to be the one downside to this. But again, just kind of a concept thing. Like I said, I've seen several rank 4 decks on Master Duel where circular is still live. I've seen several where they do still play this and splash it in with those rank 4 strategies. And seeing as to how you're not locked under anything with these 3 cards, which are literally all you need, it just, there's the possibility that it can work. So ultimately, it does go with the Ryzeal cards. So yes, you will need your consistencies. You will need the 7th Tachyons, which we all knew Konami was going to limit the bonfire, so that everybody had to pick up their 3 Tachyons now. So you're going to need those consistency cards. Potentially Small World, just whatever that you can make do with for now. I would even say if you can't get 7th Tachyon, do Small World, especially if you run adequate hand traps, if you run a beer, if you run a Effect Veiler. You should be perfectly fine using Small World to bridge to whatever it is that you need, especially out of any hand traps that you can't use. But that being said, I'll go over the combo that I've been thinking about, and it's basically kind of one and the same. I mean, it's just like your regular Ryzeals where you either start with X or Ice. If you go X, you can go without using your normal summon. If you go Ice, then you're basically going the route where you are using your normal summon first thing. But let's just go ahead and begin with it. So we'll start with the X Ryzeal because, again, it's ultimately the same kind of thing. One card gives you the extending card, which gives you the follow-up card to that to extend further. And then ultimately it just dominoes into the exact same thing. So proof of concept here. 1x Ryzeal can get you your super factorial nice and live with a diameter that is also going to be live for a free Omni Negate. So that way you get up to 3 card removal from the Laplation. And then you have the Omni Negate on board, as well as just your regular Ryzeal engine. So X Ryzeal is the main card we start with. We could go ahead and send anything from like Eclipse Twins or whatever. Seeing as to how Detonator's at 1, we're no longer sending that, and we are definitely going to be running multiple copies of Dual Drive for sure if we are intending to do sending Ryzeal is fodder for this. But you could send anything you want, summon this, activate its effect, add the Sword Ryzeal, special the Sword Ryzeal, activate Sword Ryzeal's effect, add the Ice Ryzeal to your hand, and then pretty much might be able to just already see it right here. So 2 level 4s. That's all that's required for Alan Bershin to activate its effect. And just in case you need a reminder, that's it right there. On its Xyz summon, you could detach 2 to 4 materials. For 2 materials, you add 1 Mathmech card. For 3, you could add any level 4. And then for a 4, you could add a spell or trap of your choice to your hand. We're just using it for the Mathmech search because that's all we need for all this. So we detach the 2. These are now engraved. We search out our overpowered one of Circular. We are on summon number 3. We will use Circular's effects. And then what we will send off of that is the Nabla. Nabla is crucial for this combo just for the sake of getting you extra materials in your graveyard. You will use your Alan Bershin's effect, attributing itself, and then it will non-targeting special summon the Nabla that's in your graveyard. Special summon that. Circular's effect can then activate, which will add you your Super Factorial. So right there you've already gotten ahead of everything. Now it's just a matter of getting these things into grave. And well, actually, no, we have one more step. We need to get the diameter engraved. So we use the Nabla, attribute itself, and then we're going to go do the diameter. And then here we overlay into our Ryzeal Dual Drive. Now here we can, if we want to, activate the Dual Drive's effect, attach Sword Ryzeal or X Ryzeal to it as material. And then when you go to activate the Dual Drive, you want to detach your diameter and circular. So now this is your graveyard. You have your 3 targets for Super Factorial to go into Laplation, one of which being your diameter, so you get your Omnia Gate under it. You use this, search out your deck for your node and your cross, activate your cross, and then it's just basically the Ryzeal combos from there. Normal summon Ice, Ice effects, special summon any Ryzeal, and then you can go into your what's it called? Detonator. Go into your detonator using whatever it is that you have in your deck. So let me just grab something real quick. Just as an example. And we can't do Ice, so we'll just do X. So you have your X. You've now summoned off your Ice. Overlay them into your detonator effect to attach out of your graveyard. And then you could just attach whatever. If you've sent the Eclipse Twins with the X Ryzeal, then there you go. You would attach that. But then you have the Node Ryzeal, where you could then use Node Ryzeal, get the Dual Drive in the graveyard, special summon, Sword Ryzeal, and then go into another XYZ of some sort. Now that Dweller is banned too, Dweller is no longer an option, so it's just a matter of whatever it is that you feel comfortable going into. But the point of doing this is so that way you could get your your Dual Drive back, excuse me, back into your extra deck and get things recirculating again. And get your extra draw one off of cross. Because now you're going to be limited on resources as far as deck goes. I mean, your Ice pulled your second copy of X out or your second copy of Sword. So now it's a matter of putting something like, one of those back in, which would be your X. So that would be one way to do it. The other way would pretty much be, like I said, the exact same kind of thing, where it's just done through Ice Ryzeal instead. And again, it just plays practically the exact same way. So, normal summon Ice Ryzeal, activate its effect, and you will be special summoning your X Ryzeal. X Ryzeal's effects will search out your Sword Ryzeal, and then you will do your overlay, Alimbertion effects. Let's add circular, dump Nabla, Alimbertion, special Nabla, circular effect, super factorial, and then go those into duo drive to attach, duo drive to search for cross and node, play the cross, and then just start doing sword search out. Whoops, I'm sorry. Back to the Nabla, make sure you tribute it so that you could get the diameter I'm feeling, and that way that goes engraved. Skip that step, sorry. Special sword, search out X, special summon X, sending Eclipse Twins, and then just overlay those into your detonator, attach the Eclipse Twins, and then you could still further extend into something else. If you want it to be Dugaris to draw two and send one out of hand, say that it was in your hand, like the diameter or something, you could do that too. So that's a bit of a benefit to that. So then, as far as interruptions, so let's say that this is actually something that people start picking up on and playing. People start learning how to hand trap you, because as you can see, that duo drive, if it gets negated, your Mathmech cards will be stuck underneath it, these two. So let's say that we are there. The Ash Blossom, your duo drive. So then, okay, you got your super factorial. I mean, admittedly, your opponent should not have let you get to this part, but let's just say that they figured that, oh, let's just wait until the duo drive. If that's the case, you would have your Ice Ryzeal in your hand off of the X that summoned the sword. What you could do is one of two things. One of them is to normal summon, use its effect, special summon something, and then in this case, if this resolved, you could special summon the Node Ryzeal, tribute the Node Ryzeal to special summon back out the sword out of your graveyard. Now those materials are all in your graveyard. There's the Nabla. Now all the materials are in your graveyard, and then you can go into like a 3-mat detonator with your super factorial live, or there is the other possibility that your opponent will negate the Ice Ryzeal too. You just overlay these into your Eclipse Twins, and then it forces the materials off of the duo drive, gets them in the graveyard, and albeit you're not going to have a good board to end on, but at least you will have your Mathmechs in the graveyard. And then as a last resort, if you really don't trust that kind of line of play, you could always, if you have an Ice Ryzeal in hand, just send the duo drive with the Mathmechs underneath it to special summon the Ice. Like, let's say that you have a spicy normal summon or something that you're teching in or whatever, maybe like a third engine or whatever. You could just send this and then special summon this instead. Reserve and get your other normal summon out, that whatever it is, and you're good to go. But anyways, that's just kind of a short tutorial and an introduction to this concept. Again, I don't think this is necessarily going to pick up, but maybe people would be interested in it as a different way to play. Seeing as how everybody was playing Ryzeal with Fiendsmith, and Fiendsmith got completely untouched, which I personally don't get, other than protecting the secret rare rarities. But yeah, I feel like people will be probably playing the Fiendsmith Ryzeal more now, versus Pure, versus definitely the fish versions out. Mitsurugi Ryzeal is still kind of up there. I'm conceptualizing some ideas as far as that goes. Simply put, putting Saji to 3, running some parallel exceeds. That way, if I open Saji and parallel exceed, you just normal summon Saji, and whether its effect resolves or not, you link it off into an Almirage, which gives you um your parallel exceed to special summon into a zone, summon the other one, and then you could overlay them into pretty much everything else. You could overlay them into your duo drive. If you want to feel spicy and go unnecessary, you could do the I forget it. It's the one that searches the pyro monsters. Rank 4. It was one of the recent releases. Um, it like Infernal Flame Prodigy, or I forgot the exact name, but that's an idea that I'm having as far as Mitsurugi Ryzeal goes. But again, it's all kind of jank ideas. We're gonna see how Ryzeal takes off going from here, and I can't wait to see what comes of Mathmech now that they got their one circular back. So, um, waiting to see how the format goes for both of these decks. Otherwise, you're probably going to be seeing me playing a pure version of this. Otherwise, I'll be trying out my concept here and applying it where I'll record myself playing Mathmech Ryzeal, and we'll see how it goes. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Be sure to leave some feedback. Of course, I'm always open to it. But just kind of scrapping this together last minute before I go to bed tonight, and just kind of draining my mind as far as what's been on it ever since the ban list. Anyways, this is VZ Duel signing off. Have a good one, guys.